Wow.
Well,
remember I was talking to you guys about the Chapo case, about the guy that was in court, you know, talking and all that?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so they've got another surprise witness that came in. His name is Alex Cifuentes, who is like Chapo's right-hand man. He says that that Chapo paid the president of Mexico from 2012 to 2018, so 6 years. He paid him $100 million.
Wow. Well, I mean, who can, there's just a question there of honesty. That's the whole problem with these trials. You know, all these drug dealers, like, I mean, you really believe them, you know?
This isn't Chapo saying this. This is a guy that worked for him.
Right, as I'm saying, but a drug dealer.
I do believe him. I do believe that
I would not doubt it, but I'm just saying there is
the
a
president of
question
Mexico
of
could have stopped the drug war, and they haven't because they get paid off, and so do many people underneath them. That's why the drug war hasn't ended, because too many people are getting paid. All right.
Want me to turn it?
Yeah. I'd like to turn you.
Yeah. I said, "You want me to turn it?" And Kona goes, "I'd like to turn you."
Let me see. Where are we? All right. Are you guys ready for the world infamous disco list?
It's famous. It's not infamous.
All right.
Absolutely.
Infamous one day. Let's start off with the Canadian contingency. A guest on the show, friend of the show, Hall of Famer, and maybe your next employer, Lord Cyrus.
He's still on the list, pending this this upcoming well, what do we call this? Yeah, to see how my usage. Yeah.
What if he does put you as a top spot and you go for the belt?
I mean, well, if I get put over, then I might take him off the list.
All right. Wow. Wow.
If I get booked to win the Impact Heavyweight Championship, I'll take Don Callis off the list.
Anybody else from Canada or just him?
Just him.
Okay. Lad Storm.
He's still on the list.
Now, did you tell me that he threw a little shade, which I loved, on Dave Meltzer, saying that Dave had lost perspective?
Lost perspective, yes.
And he works with him, right?
Well, they just do a show together sometime, but he does with Brian. Brian does a show with Dave, and Brian does a show with Lance.
Right.
And basically, they bury a lot of Russo's old booking and stuff, everything in WCW. But they even had to, like, you know, like their contention is Dave is trying to say that this is the best time to be a wrestling fan.
Right.
And, you know, they're from the schools, like, you know, that's kind of like, just because there's a bunch of good matches to a lot of us does not mean it's the best time to be a fan.
Alvarez too, or just Lance?
Brian kind of agreed too, because he was like, even they said, they go, their like whole point is like here's the funniest thing about those guys is that they said, like, you know, that the WWE product is kind of like Game of Thrones compared to like Russo's booking in WCW 99 2000.
Yeah.
But then they said like this like when Russo had the pinata on the pole match,
right?
They said they kind of explained that it was Hoovie's birthday, so that's why they had the pinata there, because it was his birthday celebration for Hoovie. Right. Like so they said, but he said, but they at least like kind of explain like logically while I was there. He goes, and Alvarez like, well, even though that was racist and it was a stupid idea, it still made more sense than Becky Lynch and Charlotte hugging each other.
Right.
I would agree with that. So, right. So it's like, you know, so it's as dumb as like so if you think it's a great time to be wrestling and you're watching the flagship show every week and it's like it's causing you to just openly say, what on earth are they doing? It's like it's not the best time to be a fan for some people, you know?
And all you got to do is go back, watch those shows when Nitro was hot and when WWE was hot. The whole show, you were glued.
Yeah, and the crowd was electrified.
Right.
You know, the crowd was definitely different. That's for sure.
Paul security to the Stars, and at one time personal security to Chris Jericho Lazenby.
He's on the list, and he's going to be in Vegas.
Right.
Yeah, I might have to get my police friends to see if he might be detained.
How about
He's
Kevin
an alien.
Cross?
They could probably detain him. I keep him detained at immigration.
How about using Kevin Cross for the day as personal security?
Oh, that would be a good gimmick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott Tuggles Diamore.
How about would you pay to see Cyrus and Paul Lazenby against myself and Killer Cross?
That
Definitely.
would be a good match. Yeah, I would. Yes, I would.
That'd be a good angle, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Scott Tuggles Diamore.
Scott Tuggles Moore is on the list still for basically still. He's still trying to claim that I came up with the Swinging from Vines match, even though if you look at the evidence, it's definitely fake news because the Swinging from Vines match had already been done.
Right.
So it would lead me to believe that Scott and a lot of the guys that were wrestled in the match were trained by who?
Scott Diamore.
Scott D'Amore. Okay.
Right.
So this whole thing of throwing shade and trying to blame it on me looks like a switcheroo type situation.
Right.
Where basically he's trying to indemnify me by saying that I did it, when really, in actuality, he's the one that came up with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about deflecting heat. Not even
It's
JoJo
completely
Feeney.
deflected.
All right. Chris Jericho.
He's still on the list. He still has not given me a full-fledged apology
Right.
for the names that he called me in the book, but what he did call me, like he wanted me to come on his. He basically still does not apologize for denigrating my good name.
Plus at DDP.
In a novel, a New York Times best-selling book.
Right.
Okay, didn't retract anything.
Right.
And is getting mad at me for not wanting to go on his cruise.
And
like,
not only that,
he's mad at me for that.
yeah,
you know?
not only that, Diamond Dallas Page reminded us today that he had gone up dressed up as you during his concert.
Yeah.
Yes, to make fun of me, to
Right.
humiliate me.
Right.
Furthermore, so he's giving me nothing but no sign of an apology that hasn't been cut off intentionally. I think.
Wait a minute.
What he has done is continued to double down on making fun of me.
Right. But you can't say it was intentionally if he's in the middle of going up on stage and his road manager came in and he pulled him and you could hear the fans in the background, or that one time he was in Tokyo and the bullet train came by, or that other time that he was helping his daughter came in and asked him to help her with her homework.
Right.
You can't blame him for that, Glenn.
Mm-mm.
Well, you guys are idiots. You're getting the wool pulled over your eyes on this one.
All right, wait about this guy, the babyface assassin and KI100 Hall of Famer, and now been seen in Japan with Chris Jericho, Ted Irvine.
He's a punk and a wimp.
Aw.
And I tell you what, I would drop the gloves with that guy in a heartbeat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rebecca Evers, Lance Storm's daughter.
The chick that threw shade on me on Twitter for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's on the list.
That wasn't nice.
The North Kakalaki contingency. Matt Hardy, Jeff Maxwell, Wolfgang, Rebby, Senor Benjamin, and Shane Helms.
All those rednecks are on the list.
That's tremendous. One fell swoop. Sexy Star.
She's on the list. Is she still on your list too?
One thou.
Should I take her off the list? She's been kind of like in limbo right now.
All right, you can take her off the list.
Yeah, let's say she's not in wrestling anymore, right?
Yeah, she wrestles from time to time, but yeah.
You know what? I'm going to take her off the list on probationary period, and I'm going to take her explanation off the list.
Wow.
Right. But if anything else comes up, she's on there for a while.
It's called suspended. They're suspended from the list.
Is that almost like? Okay, suspended? Is that almost like what you told Shane Helms that you haven't read his comic books because it's a pending lie?
A pending lie, yeah.
It's
not a lie yet, because if I do read the comic books, I didn't lie.
No.
Okay, but I haven't read the comic books.
No,
so
that means you can lie until you actually do it, and then you say, okay.
If I die, and
you don't do it, then it is a lie.
I died a liar.
Wow,
yeah.
that's
but
tremendous.
Right now it's just a pending lie because I just have none. If I do it, it's not a lie, right?
Then it wouldn't
Jimmy
be a lie.
Jacobs, blue fingernails and purple toenails.
Oh, regardless of the colors,
right.
So if it's not a natural color, then it's definitely on the list.
I would like to tell you that not only was he wearing pink nail polish in Mexico City, but he had kind of like a silk, what would you call it? Scarf on, that wrapped around him a couple times. Jimmy Jacobs.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
He likes it. He's a little bit. He's got a little Teddy Hart in him.
Flamboyant.
Yeah, flamboyance. He likes flamboyance. Flamboyance.
Yeah.
What would that go? How about if Teddy Hart and Jimmy Jacobs had teamed up and called themselves Flamboyance?
That would have been great. And you as their manager. With lip gloss and glitter in the hair.
Your group would have been called the Flup Boys.
Ah,
that's tremendous. Mark Madden.
He's still on the list. He still calls me hashtag Buglebeak on Twitter. Very disrespectful.
Vince Russo, Vince's singing, and Vince Twitter followers.
Twitter followers definitely are causing a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Said Vince does that show castrating the marks, but his whole network is like a bunch of marks right now that he literally, got off the internet and like.
Have you brought this up to him?
I'm going to. I'm going to blister him on the show and they cause problems too. They go after like his Twitter followers are like getting on Matt Coon.
Yeah, big time. The grapplers.
Yeah, the grapplers. Yeah, bro. These people are like
getting on him. What do you do?
Just asking mean questions or just I don't know. They're just very.
What do you think?
Okay,
Joe, you seem to know a lot about that show. What did this guy Matt Coon do to raise the ire of these people?
I think whenever he disagrees with Vince on Twitter or tries to start a dialogue with Vince on Twitter, maybe to get some hype for the show, they come immediately to Vince's aid and they start talking shit to Matt, and it's like 100 times worse than anything I get. Like they really come after him. They're attacking him because he smokes, because he's a heavy guy or whatever, and they're taking personal shots. So he started blocking.
But is he burying Vince or he's just disagreeing with him?
Just disagreeing. Well,
they do the show together. So it'd be like if
why
Conrad
are they mad?
and Eric were disagreeing with each other on Twitter.
Right. So why would they be mad at him if he's only disagreeing?
Because they're idiots.
Not burying him.
Because they're absolute idiots.
I think it's like new guy syndrome. He came in, he was a new guy working with Vince, and it was just
I wish all those people that buried him like that would also bury Disco. That would make my life much more pleasurable.
Edit that off the show. Edit that out of the show, please.
But Matt is threatening to hand out physical beatings. So that's
Matt's physically threatening them now.
Yes.
Oh, Christ almighty. You knew that would happen.
One of the grapplers, I think it was Grappler 9, challenged him to a boxing match at StarCast.
I blocked all those guys, so yeah.
That's tremendous. Okay, Conspiracy Horseman.
The Conspiracy Horseman was Ben Heyman, Stevie Richards, and Papadon guy.
Yeah.
They're all on the list.
All right. Pat Simon Diamond, his idea, which many have said is the worst idea in wrestling history, reverse battle royal, and the term Watts approved because you don't think he ever met Bill Watts.
No, I never met Bill Watts. All those are on the list, and he's a rotten person too. He's a terrible person.
How about a cell phone connection?
Horrible. He's very unprofessional. He's kind of a boob. He's just he tried, instead of eating the humble pie, he sat there and came on the show and basically said after Notre Dame loss, I don't want to make excuses, and then just listed a bunch of excuses.
Right.
Just he's the shits. Right.
Ricky Hustle.
Somebody requested that I take Ricky Hustle off the list.
Right.
Because one of the guys in the emails, so everything. So I'm definitely not going to do that.
Right.
But he's still on the list for basically him and that Joe Schmo Kevin Gill disparaged my good name on a Wrestle IPB for Wrestle Circus.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he tried to make up to try to come to Booker T's fantasy camp, a reality wrestling school, and make up with me, but I wouldn't take him off the list for it. So
Marcus Everett.
The kid that went splat?
Yeah.
Yep. He's still officially the only kid that went splat so far.
Right.
So he's definitely still on the list.
Right. Jojo Feeney, the Creative Control Network, and his Pro Wrestling Tee store.
All on the list. It's disgusting.
How about the fact that he still won't give that guy any credit for making that T-shirt design on Twitter? Just tells him to fuck off.
How about that? Was that a surprise when I read that message, Joe? Were you surprised at that?
No, at first,
but that guy.
But then after, when you read all the names in a row, I realized how similar in tone they all were, and I was like, oh, of course that makes sense. And now, like I said, they're all talking to each other. He's just having a conversation amongst himself.
That's tremendous. Shark Boy.
Shark Boy is definitely still on the list. He said he still takes cheap shots at me.
There's extra heat because his son was homecoming king and he had a Pac-Man suit on.
Yeah,
With the natural
the
tie?
fact that I don't believe I still not seen documentation. You'd think the people who listen to the show would be asking Shark Boy to prove that his kid was the homecoming king, and we've seen no proof.
Do you want to release the troll army on him?
No, I just think. I mean, I'd like to know if that actually was his kid that won the homecoming king. If he actually won, I don't think he did. I think it's fake news.
Okay, troll army without attacking, just bombard them with that question. They like to be in a full attack mode. Raven.
Raven's still on the list. He's Raven. Paige said Ravens is doing great. Raven's taking more cheap shots at me on Twitter, but they're not that funny. I think he wants me to engage and respond to some of these, but they're not funny enough.
Right.
Yeah.
His stand-up comedy.
That's on the list.
Joey DeFalco.
He's that little son of a bitch. He's definitely on the list because every time I see him, he does something very disrespectful.
And we're gonna see him in Vegas in February.
Mm-hmm.
The Burning Man.
You mean the guy that got effed up on flack at the Burning Man festival and took some fentanyl and ecstasy and probably smoked some weed with some acid. Did smoked some stuff that Hoovie did in Australia.
Right.
And then went and decided he was the actual Burning Man and ran into the burning fire and burned to death.
Right. That guy.
He's on the list. Yeah.
Road Dogg.
Road Dogg. Oh, he's definitely on the list still because what they've done to the disgusting treatment of
Breezango.
yeah, was just horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Jay George.
Jay George is still on the list.
Mitch Valentine.
Still on the list.
Mike Beltran's mustache, the ref from UFC.
He's still on the list because his mustache still drags on the floor.
Disgusting.
Jeff Lane's room.
Still on the list. They
Kevin
got the toys still, right?
Right.
Jeff Lane's room. Yeah, as long as those toys are there and he still plays with those toys, he's still on the list.
All right. And you still think there's a very good chance that his toy plays with with Joe Feeney's toys, right?
Yes. Think bats. Still, I want people that definitely, let me remind you people again, if you've bought the Conan figure, okay, the action figure, still please show videos of you touching it in inappropriate places and doing inappropriate things to it. All right. And I'll shout you out on the show.
And if you have a disco doll, make sure that you affix a humongous pelican nose to it. What else could we put on there? Yeah, just the various arrays of noses and send them to us so we can put it on Twitter. Kevin Kleinrock's Street Play. An Arrow Lucha.
Still on the list. Ridiculous.
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett is still on the list.
Even though he went through rehab and tried to get his life back together.
I don't care about that shit. He's still on the list.
He's a Hall of Famer.
I don't care about that either. That doesn't get you on the list.
PWG.
That's on the list. Are they still running? They're not running that dump. They're running another building now.
Yeah.
It's still on the list.
Ryan Sad, his girlfriend Erica Steiner.
Still on the list. Still been on the list for a long time.
Is there any snowflake thing that he's put up lately?
Not really. I'm sure everybody's going crazy over the Alexa Bliss thing. Yeah, I'm looking on Twitter today. It's ridiculous.
Okay, give me a comment.
Everybody has to talk about it.
Go to his site real quick and see what Ryan Satin had to say, or Wade Keller.
No.
I'd like to hear a little, or even KG. I'd like to hear a little snowflake.
Sean Ross Sapp is better. I like Sean Ross Sapp because I like Sean Ross Sapp because Sean Ross Sapp is we need to get him on the show. When are we going to get Sean Ross Sapp on the show?
I don't even know who he is.
You know who he is.
I don't. I know that he writes for some MMA article.
Fightful and Wrestling.
I know the name, but I don't know him.
Okay. Regarding Alexa Bliss, if she's okay with it and WWE are okay with it, I'm not telling her how to market herself with her own body. That also doesn't make it good TV. It was clearly shoehorned in without a point. The Man and Naomi thing is an ongoing story.
Give me the Wade Keller.
I don't. It's just. I mean, people take wrestling too serious. I mean, let me see Wade Keller.
All right, humor me.
I don't see anything on Wade Keller.
How about Ryan? How about Pro Wrestling Sheet?
How about KG?
I can't see KG.
I know that, but Disco can.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he didn't say anything.
Gee, he didn't defend a woman. Meltzer.
Born in Ring of Honor. No, I'm looking here.
I think Meltzer said it was stupid. Let me look it up.
Of course he did, because Meltzer says...
Well, let me pop.
Bro, did you hear what Meltzer said? I guess somebody quoted him in one of his tweets that he said that Okada.
Yeah.
Okay. Okada is you say him in the same sentence as Austin, Rock, and Hogan.
Right.
I mean, you talk about losing perspective. I mean, you honestly, like, if there's a round Mount Rushmore, Conan, could you see Hogan, Austin, Rock, and Okada?
No.
Is it? I'm looking at Meltzer's tweets, and I know we talked about Raw earlier. Did you know or see that EC3 was on Raw last night?
No.
Brief cameo, right?
Yeah, like just like standing around backstage or something.
Yeah.
Like that's all. That's weird.
Yeah. 3 hours of TV. That's how they wrote him in the show.
Yeah.
He's like he got caught on camera.
Just
stand
there, look good, like, kid.
Yeah, he got caught on camera. Like,
hey, just stand there, look good, huh?
Keep going with the disco list.
The song "She's a Lady," which I don't believe that's played anymore, right?
I don't give a rat's. It's still on the list. You guys are cheating me.
I don't play it.
You guys are bullshit.
I believe you, Joe. Russian Bids 1.
I take him off the list because he's not even. He got banned. He can't even respond. We can't even like nothing.
But there's a new one, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't believe that's him though. I think it's
you don't.
No.
I'm surprised we didn't get a letter from this guy this week, Hughley.
Hughley?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hughley's on the list. He still wants to come on the podcast and ask the questions that will change podcasting forever. I don't know. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I told you, Joe, repeatedly, you can get him on this, and you can ask him. You know what though? It's in Ireland. It's like probably past his bedtime, so he doesn't want to put the effort to come in, while we're recording and be on the show.
Yeah.
Independent, New Japan, Mexican, and women's wrestling.
All of them is nowhere on the list.
Strong dislike for all. Seth Rollins' knee.
Still on the list. Still can't sell it.
WWE Creative.
On the list. Show stinks. The ratings suck.
X-Pac.
On the list for constantly liking when people make negative comments about me on Twitter.
The Meltzer rating system.
With all the stars and everything, it's just it's gotten absurd. Right. We're going to do this, Conan. We're going to review. We're going to have. We're going to pick Joe. I want you to find a 5-star match that Dave said, or a 6-star set. We're going to watch it. We're going to, because Dave gave us 1 3/4 stars one time, and the match was easily 4 1/4 stars. Okay, easily. Based just on crowd reaction alone.
Based on crowd reaction alone,
we're gonna watch one of these stars, and we're gonna being men with experience in booking, promoting, and wrestling. We're gonna give our expert opinions on how many stars these matches are. What else you got?
Well, where can people find you? What do you got to plug?
On Instagram and Snapchat. At The Real Disco on Twitter. I need to get my blue mark because I'm almost got 20,000 followers now. Also, you can catch me on Lions, Tigers, Bears, and Disco. It's on drops Friday. It's on the Realm Network with Vince Russo brand. I will be getting onto Vince about basically going into business with the marks. And when you do that, you're not just partnering up with marks on podcasts.
Right.
Doesn't like make them in the business.
Right.
It just
Especially
makes you
when you have a show called Castrating the Marks, right?
It just makes you a mark like them because you're partnering up with the marks, and basically just you're a mark, right?
That's a great show.
I will be getting on him about that. Right. Also, you can catch me on Future Stars of Wrestling, FSW Vegas on Facebook and Twitter. I train there and wrestle there. You can find on their website the shows I'll be on. You can also catch me Sapphire Gentlemen's Club, the world's largest gentlemen's club in Las Vegas. If you dial 702-303-3430, we'll send a free limo to come pick you up, get you in for free, get you a free drink. Savings about $90. How about that?
Nice.
All right. Nice. And a lot of people have been saying that when we go to Vegas and during that double or nothing, they're going to be going to Sapphires. When you go to Sapphires, there is a protocol. Thankfully, almost everybody that goes there follows it, right, D.I.?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You approach Disco with a compliment, then a question. You can talk to him 1 to 3 minutes if you put him over. Additional time if you're not annoying and you tell him you've got it like that. At no time will there be any direct eye contact. $20 handshake still gets you an autographed picture another round. If you are drunk and or obnoxious or don't put him over, you will hear this.
Can I get one guy from the back door to back? One guy from the front door to back reception, please.
Okay. At which point you can tell him you go, girl, because they're kicking you out or you're getting 86, which is a permanent removal. Every now and then they'll just beat your ass, which I'm a big fan of. Great news, JoJo. Hugs are back on the table, especially for cute transgenders.
Very nice.
And This is a limited offer, and it's mostly for gentlemen callers. The hand job of the week is an American classic since Disco is a good old boy. It's a peanut butter and jelly hand job, and you can get that from 3 to 5 in the morning. You can witness this in
It's not
3D.
true. These
Wait a
are
minute.
all lies. I don't know
Very
what you're talking
sticky.
I witnessed this in 3D or virtual reality. Unfortunately, the 3D glasses or VR goggles are not included. And a special from 4 to 5 with the peanut butter and jelly, some lemonade. So
Oh,
that's not a bad deal. What do you
Jesus.
got, Joe?
Well, Creative Control. We've been negotiating for a few weeks, but I think we're gonna have Raven coming up this week. I'm gonna talk to him tonight, and that could be coming up.
Why don't you get his partner on with him?
Busby.
Yes, that'd be a good idea to get them both on. They'd be very entertaining together.
It's Chad Damiani, right?
Yeah, Damiani, yeah.
Actually, big news. Just negotiations going through right now. Coming to the Creative Control Network. Are you ready for this?
Mhm.
The Highway to Helms podcast with Shane Helms is going to start on the Creative Control Network. Yeah.
Wait a minute. You stole one of our own.
Are you serious?
What
Shane
is going
Helms?
on here?
I didn't steal. He came to me and he just sent me the first file. So we're gonna put that together in the next couple of days.
Okay, well he's fired.
He's
Yeah, he's fired from this podcast. Can I fire him? Can I fire him?
No,
he's
Why not?
moonlighting.
nah, that's cool.
You know what these guys are doing, Conan?
Yeah, well, Hoobie left and did his own podcast.
Yeah, look at what these fucking guys are doing.
Yeah.
This shows you the type of
They're
quality.
getting the rub
These
and
are your
leaving.
boys. No,
Yeah.
not that. They're trying to, because all these companies are giving out deals.
Right,
They're basically trying to get people to sign them to a deal,
right.
like sign them to a guaranteed deal. You know, like a
Right.
contract, right? You know, that's what they're
else,
doing,
Joe?
Coming up on it's Husey Hello. He got Perez Hilton.
Did he
to do the
really?
show. Yeah, that's an interesting one, and
Wow.
that's coming this week. He also got Jackie the Joke Man Martling for that episode. So, like I
Really?
said, he's getting some interesting guests. And I found out that last week when I mentioned he had Esther Koo on the show, and we didn't really know who she was.
Wait a minute. We still know.
Apparently, she's coming up. She's going to be hosting the AVN Awards.
Oh,
So
really?
she must be somebody. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm gonna look up her name. Esther C. How do you spell the last name?
KU.
Esther
Yeah.
Koo.
For Wrestling with Reality, they got Vince Russo this week, and
Oh, she's pretty hot, Esther Koo.
yeah. You freeze there, Disco? Anyway, I'll keep going through it. So, yeah, Vince
Esther
Russo.
Koosh. She's an American comedian, television personality, and actress. Koo was a cast member in the MTV shows Girl Code and Wild 'N Out.
Yeah, see, I just knew that she was a comedian. Yeah, Wrestling with Reality has Vince Russo and Vinny Marseglia from Ring of Honor's The Kingdom.
Ooh.
Vinny Marseglia from Ring of Honor's The King. Actually, Shane just had a match with him and the other two guys from The Kingdom. See, now I'm drawing a blank on their names.
All right, so Esther? I saw Esther Koo's pretty hot.
Yeah.
All right, so what else you got here?
On What a Rush with Road Warrior Animal, he's got Alex Marvez talking All Elite Wrestling. And on the upcoming Hambone show, he's got Mike Durband as his guest. His first guest. His first guest on the Hambone show.
That's tremendous.
It's a show with a mark that's got another mark on the show with it.
That's
It's gonna
tremendous.
that's gonna be a ratings killer right there, or ratings winner rather.
Yeah, sure it is.
Other
I
than
think
that,
you spoke right the first time.
other than that, you can check out the Creative Control Pro Wrestling Tee store at prowrestlingtees.com/cc with Joe Feeney. Creative Control Network on Twitter at the CC Network 1.
All right, man. Joe, DI, thank you for everything as usual. I guess we're losing another guy, just Shane Helms, Juventud Guerrera. Will Kevin start his own thing, DI?
Well, not until he learns how to speak. He could have already started one if he learned how to speak Spanish, like I told him to. Right? You know.
Right. So I want to thank everybody that's been checking out the show, the video platforms. Thank you for all the members that have come up to the $25 tier. This is something you asked for, so here it is. And we just did a watch along, which was Terry Funk and Jerry Lawler, which was incredible. And it was even better was reading some of the comments of some of the younger fans of what they thought about that match and just how much wrestling's really changed. But I just thought that match was great. And I want to thank everybody that's been joining our Patreon site. Me and Jojo are going to be in Philadelphia February 2nd, right?
Yes.
So if you want to come hang out with us, coffee, tea, some Iran, whatever, hit us up, hit up Joe, and he'll get it done. Thank you for listening to Keeping It 100. Boom. We need to do one also for Vegas with me and Disco are there.
Yeah. I have it listed and on the Patreon, and I listed like, hey, we'll probably all be around Mania weekend and all that too. So
all right,
cool.
All
right,
there.
All right, peace.
Right,
Joe.
Yep. So, do you want to do Cyrus this week and save Paige for next week, or you want to do a little bit of both?
Whatever you think.
I think if we use some of both, get the two names on the show, it could bump us up a little bit, you know.
Yep.
Because Cyrus usually there's usually a nice little increase when he's on anyway. Yeah.
Well, let's see because if it goes up, we got to start reaching out to guests, just like you're starting to do for your network. Which is what should have been done for us a long time ago. But people like our show, but like anything else, when there's a guest, people are more prone to, check it in because it's not an everyday occurrence.
Right.
Yeah, all these people got fucked good on that Lucha Underground contract. They don't want to let them out. They're not going to.
That's a long time.
Yeah. What was I gonna tell you? Okay, so I gotta send you songs, Easter egg, and cold open, right?
Yes.
Song, Easter egg, cold open, and then you're gonna send me the intro, and please don't send it at 12 at night. Like right before. And
no, I'm gonna get someone to do it tonight. So
yeah, and if they don't do it early, just do it your fucking self and kazoo yourself, and we're getting that way. You don't gotta wait. You're gonna send it to me late. You don't gotta the intro and the drops, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just sent you a drop from. I finally got one from Brian
Pillman, right?
Yep. And I'll get somebody else. Actually, I'll see if I can get Raven to do one. So I'm gonna talk to him tonight.
All right. Anything else?
Nah.
Well, I'm glad you got your shit fixed with Westwood One.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Yep. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Be cool. Peace. Bye.